Losing it, losing it, losing it, losing it, losing it.
Ronnie,
Yeah.
do you, as a millennial, think I'm old? And by old, I don't mean, do I look old? This is not a commentary on my presentation, but my presentation, as in, could I not possibly understand what's going on in your life because I'm an eldercocker?
But that's true, though.
What's
Right?
true?
Like, you like...
Remember when I said you couldn't get in trouble for this?
Because you just said, like, you defined it there. Would you not know what is going on in my generation just because whatever? And then you were like, but that's the case, isn't it?
The case is that she couldn't possibly know.
Well, is it?
Do you think that what happens in your generation is so different than what's happened in the generation before and before that and before that?
I think there is.
Besides, take the texting component out of it.
Well, there's like the internet,
We've had the internet for a while now.
Yeah, but like it's when it like the internet speed has only been really good the last 20 years. So things have changed a lot in the last 20 years.
I'm not 95.
I know.
No, but you asked the question and he's being honest.
No,
right?
But okay, so let me be clearer.
Do you know what Snapchat is?
Yes, I know what Snapchat is.
Do you know how people...
Fuck you. I know what Snapchat is, you little fucker.
If you put Snapchat, no, it's not. I'm not asking, am I tech savvy? Okay, that's not the question.
I think it's part of it.
It's not. From the context of what I'm talking about.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm asking from the standpoint of if you have relationship issues, for example, or if you are trying to figure out, like, should I ask this person out, or I'm
this makes me feel anxious, or I feel sad about this, or whatever.
Yeah, like, I don't know, my mom's wants me to be this, or just what life is like as a millennial interpersonally.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think you're like super disconnected from that part. Like the social, that social sense.
If you can't see his face, he's really emphasizing that part.
No, because we were talking about a different thing before this. Like, what is Snapchat? What is Vine? TikTok? Let me talk about TikTok again.
But, yeah, that went so well last time. But here's the thing. First of all, hey guys, welcome to Therapy Thursday. And the reason, Heidi, I'm Nelsie, and I'm here with Heidi Haddad and Ronnie Whaley, and Heidi, who is our resident therapist, licensed clinical social worker. She's so fucking old. God, if you're only listening and you're not watching it, go to YouTube and you'll be horrified at what you see. And I'm older than she is, so be ready. It's. But I think she had this client that was like, she's a therapist, and one of her clients is like, you won't understand because you're old. And I think this is such a legitimate question because it's I might. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I mean, yeah. Do I know how to upload to TikTok? Turns out I do. But that doesn't have anything to do, feelings and interpersonal relationships. And even though certainly the dynamics and the rules and all of that have changed, humans and human nature hasn't changed. Am I right? Is that the point you're making, Heidi?
I guess, but I don't even think the dynamics have changed, other than the fact that you could tweet some acronyms and people understand what the fuck you're talking about, or emojis, and that's a way of communicating. And I don't understand that. Those are stupid to me. But in terms of, listen, my boss at work is doing XYZ, or this is what's happening, or the idea, in this case, it was the idea of an interpersonal relationship amongst coworkers in a millennial work setting, I wouldn't understand the dynamics. I think because back in my time, it was perfectly okay to bang your boss. But now,
it was?
#MeToo. Yes and no, okay, but it still wasn't.
Was it more common?
Maybe, but it's not like I don't know that there's a hashtag Me Too phenomenon going on. It's not like I'm not aware that that's happening and that we have to be slightly more careful than we did 50 years ago.
What's this whole hashtag Me Too thing? Just kidding.
Funny.
You could look up some
silence.
I only cracked myself up.
Remember Bill Cosby?
I only cracked myself up. Well,
since you know TikTok, we think you know Me Too.
But when I had bosses back in the day, it was unusual if you were not sexually harassed by your boss. That was my experience. And there was not a term sexual harassment. It's like I worked as a hostess and I just knew that Mario, who was one of the co-managers, who was about 4 inches shorter than I was, and I'm 5'2", I just knew that while we were standing at the podium, that sometimes during the day he was going to grab my ass several times.
Holy shit.
And I would just stand there and go, well, there's Mario again. That's a huge cultural shift, but that doesn't change the fact that the emotions that we're all navigating are the emotions we've been navigating probably since the beginning of time. Is that sort of, don't you think, Heidi? Is that what you're saying, or am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I guess also just like on a really simple level, if somebody is articulating something in a session about feeling wary of reaching out to their colleague to ask them out because of that boundary and fear of hashtag Me Too and all of that, and just not, and I'm simplifying it, but
you don't have to be 20.
I'm not like this person that's over there going, who cares? Just get in there. You want her? Go and get her. Do what you need to do. Sorry.
Yeah.
That just doesn't, that's not what happens, right?
Yeah.
I am hearing what's happening. Forget the fact that I am a semi-conscious human being, but even within the realm of semi-consciousness, I'm also aware that there's a Me Too movement. But even if I didn't know there's a Me Too movement, I'm not like,
Heidi asked that question. I think Ronnie answered it, and we both kind of jumped on him. But you
but then
do
he backed
believe,
up, which was the appropriate direction to take.
I think that what the bottom line is that Ronnie does believe that we can't get it because we're of a different generation.
Well, I'm not saying.
No, he changed it.
I don't think it's getting it. I think it's like even caring or even knowing about certain stuff, right? So like here, this was my morning, right? I was gonna catch up with some friends. My friend was on a streaming app called Bigo, where he streams to like 100 people a day for like 5 hours. He's been on there. So I jumped on there and just started having a conversation as I was watching my other friends stream video games on Facebook. So that was my 3 hours this morning.
Go outside.
I do go outside, but I also haven't seen my friends in the Philippines in almost 2 years. No, it's not that it's impressive.
You didn't say, you said Philippines. That's different. Sorry.
No, they're in the Philippines. So I haven't seen them in 2 years.
Right. No, I got it.
Yeah. So
that's a whole different kettle of peas.
So that's how I've been like hanging out with them.
That's not an expression, Nelsie.
It is now. We actually have merch that says that's a whole different kettle of peas.
But like, if I told you that, like how you just reacted to that, see, if I told someone my age about that, they'd be like, "How was the stream?" You know. But then your reaction was, "Go outside." Do you see do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm a more conscious, healthy person.
I mean, I think your generation probably is. I think my generation is a little bit, a majority of us has become homebodies.
So here's the thing, is that I understand that, but I don't think it's a good idea, right? That's not a healthy way of living. And the fact that the younger generation,
you know what I mean?
First of all, you said 3, that's 3. It's
3, and then
second,
it's 2 and 1.
But also, okay, I just one more thing I want to say now. One more thing is that it reminds me of I heard that. It reminds me of just teenagers when you're talking to teenagers and they're just like, "You don't get it, Mom. You don't get it. You have no idea what it's like to be 12 and 15 and 17. Yeah, you're right. I skipped over that whole thing. That kind of thing. Like, no, I never did anything that you're doing. Yeah, I'm just the parent now and saying it's not okay.
Right. And the parent that's saying, go outside. Right? That's such a mom thing. It's like, honey, get some sun. Get some sun. Play a game. Toss the ball around. Yeah, I think that this happens in every fucking generation, right? I mean, in my generation, it was like, you can't trust anybody over 30 and fuck the establishment. And that was when they first talked about the generation gap. And that's when, my parents were like drinking martinis and, voting for Nixon. And we were all like saying fuck the Vietnam War and smoking pot and taking acid. So the generation gap has always been there. And the younger people have always seen that older generation as clueless and that we fucking get it. And the older generation is like, no, you guys are clueless because we've been on the planet longer. It's a really, really old dynamic and it's going to continue to happen.
That's really interesting because that actually segues into the TikTok. It's actually very there's a very close bridge. Yeah. So
perfectione, go baby.
So this TikTok, it's a very short TikTok. It's not a word either. But it's basically a man and he's a Trump supporter, but I don't know if that matters. But that's their brand.
Fun fact.
Fun fact. And it's basically this guy ranting. So here.
So, babe, how's your morning going?
Not good. More people that can't show up for work because they're candy-ass little sissies. We got fucking everybody else with issues that, not paying 15, 20, 25 bucks an hour. They always got a fucking excuse. Then you got our disrespectful fucking neighbors who let their all through the fucking neighborhood shit everywhere. I step in dog shit, get my $70,000 truck, I work my fucking ass off, drag dog shit in there, walk through my house, supplies, fucking pull dog shit in my house. I'm fucking tired of the next generation. I'm tired of society. They'd rather sit on their candy ass in his basement and fucking jerk off to fucking boys and girls online instead of being fucking men and going to fucking work. I'm fucking on meth. They're fucking shoving something up their ass like tampons full of alcohol and trying to come to work. I'm tired of candy ass mother.
There's no real men left, baby.
That's because we're a dying breed. I wish the motherfuckers would hurry up. That way I could charge $300 a fucking hour for my skills.
Wow.
Okay.
First of all, I don't know that the introduction about her being. Well, how did you introduce her?
Who? I
the
said
interviewer.
That she was. Sorry,
right.
Me?
No. The woman.
No, I mean Ronnie.
Go.
I said
Ronnie.
that she was her TikTok was she was a Trump supporter. That was like a common theme in her profile. That's what I said.
Okay.
And she was this is just a friend or
That's her husband.
Okay. I need a moment. I need a moment.
He sounds really angry with a potty mouth.
Yeah, he was super mad. Yeah, he was saying, did you hear what he said? He was like, he's mad that no one's showing up to work because they always have an excuse. And, kids shoving alcohol filled tampons up their asses. Yeah.
That's old. That's not a new thing.
That's my generation.
God.
I made that up. That's my idea.
See, I missed
old
that.
Lady.
I missed that. Which seems.
I missed that. Takes me back.
I'm so glad I missed. No. Meaning,
wait, did you miss it because you were busy looking at his biceps? His
I didn't know that
biceps?
was it. No, I heard him say that. I'm saying I missed the alcohol-soaked tampon up your ass craze, and I'm really glad that I missed it.
There's still time, Nelsie.
Don't think I would have been on board.
If you could do TikTok, you could do a alcohol-soaked tampon up the tuchus.
No. It's an egress, not an ingress. That's out only. That orifice is out only for me. I don't judge, just for me.
Doug might want something different.
Have
you talked to him about it?
Of course they all.
Of course.
I feel like every friggin' straight man on the planet wants to get a little bit of that action. And I'm like, no.
I have no interest in that.
Oh, thank you, Ronnie. Thank you.
Yeah.
I knew there was a reason I adored you.
Giving it or receiving it?
Oh, God.
Wait, why are you laughing? Why is that?
I'm laughing because
I'm not laughing.
I was laughing. No, I know that people receive it, but I was pretty sure that Ronnie was talking about he's not interested in giving in that arena. Am I wrong? Because I was talking about
You're not wrong.
Why are
straight
you
men.
speaking for the child? Let the child speak.
Sorry.
I wouldn't stick it in someone's butt. I just wouldn't do that.
Thank you. Not that I'm judging, but I just knew
Anyone.
that's
You
what
said
Ronnie-
never, so that was a good save there.
I just wouldn't do that.
Never know what's gonna come down the pike.
Yeah, pun intended. Pun intended. I know what comes down
I
that
don't know.
pike. And what comes down that pike comes down. It doesn't come up. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get back to Mr. Tattoo, who's married to somebody who seems to identify as a woman, but maybe not. I don't know. I felt like there was some gender fluidity going on with the
No, that's his
first
wife.
person. Okay.
It's a girl.
I she looked like she was trans to me. I'm sorry.
That was
Cut that out.
No, don't cut that out, Dino.
No, cut that out, Dino. Yeah.
Why? I didn't mean that as mean. I just meant that as I thought there was some gender fluidity going on there. I apologize if I'm wrong.
I think I don't know if they're totally for that couple. Just because he got really
For what?
for like LGBTQ. That's something that's a common
yeah.
theme that they're not behind. Even in that TikTok right there, he was saying
Jerking off to boys and girls.
jerking off boys and girls. You know what I mean? Like he that's like a common thing in their profile. It pisses a
Okay,
lot of
well,
people
here-
off.
I thought she was trans too.
Okay, thanks, Heidi. No, really, I appreciate their support because the way you showed her, and he was like, and when Ronnie was like, she's a Trump supporter, I was like, wow, I did not see that coming. That anybody in the LGBTQ world would be a Trump supporter, which maybe is.
I thought you also
right?
said, Ronnie, I thought you introduced her as trans in some way. Roll back.
I did not.
Tape. I thought you had. And I thought to myself, why do you need to announce that? And then
I did not. I
she's
said
a Trump supporter.
no. I said that was it was a theme. It was a theme.
Right,
It was being a Trump supporter was a theme.
Okay.
Of her TikTok profile. And a lot
anyways, the
of
point of
their videos are rants about this generation, Gen Z, my generation, and how like real men are a dying breed, and etc.
And I just want to say to that, thank God. Thank God real men are a dying breed, because not only is the burden of being a real man not such a great one, because you don't have any.
Tell us about it.
Well, this is something I have
Tell
been
us about
saying.
the burden.
No, this is something that I've been saying for decades, because the beauty of being a woman is that the oppression that happens to women is very obvious, whether it's that we're weaker and smaller, so it's easy. We're more of a target. So the sexual abuse, physical abuse, we're not getting paid on the dollar. We're not. There's a glass ceiling. How long it took for how long it's still taking for us to be seen as equals. Okay, so our oppression is very obvious. With men, the oppression that they live with is not obvious, because they don't realize, in my opinion, that the box that you're put in, especially as a straight male, where you're not allowed to have feelings, where you're not allowed to cry, where vulnerability is seen as weak, that oppression puts you in that box and makes your ability to be creative or even be yourself and be in the world, it's wrong and it's bad. And it's oppressive. So this guy who's like, look how masculine I am with my tattoos and fuck this and fuck them. That's an armor that he has, that he's been taught to wear, and that the society has put on him. And because if you don't go out there and act like I'm so fucking tough, then you're going to be called a faggot or a sissy, which in this culture is one of the worst things you can be called. So thank God real men is a dying breed, because real men doesn't serve the man. It doesn't serve the sex. That's my opinion. Okay.
Totally.
Okay.
Thank you, Ronnie. Don't you think, though? I'm serious.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. You know, I also feel like that, like, man's man stuff really, like, could kill people. You know, it could kill people. Like, I've always been the person who never gave in to, like, that man's man peer pressure. Like, what are you, a bitch? What are you, a pussy? I'm like, I don't give a shit, honestly, that if I'm not a man or not. So it's like, you know, drinking, when you're around people drinking and like guys, like, especially like some frat atmosphere, and it's like, yo, don't be a bitch. Are you even a man? And I'm like, that does not concern me at all. I don't have to.
Why do you think
Nor
that,
does
Ronnie?
it concern them?
Yes, that's true.
Because the culture.
Yeah.
The culture, right?
Yeah, I mean, but
Ronnie,
some
where do you
people I don't know, like, I have friends who would get that peer pressure and then would do something dangerous themselves, like drink, like, you know, have a bottle of Everclear or something, just because they don't want to seem less of a man, which is so stupid.
Yeah. And as Betty White said, you know, you call somebody a pussy like that's an insult, but guess what? Those things can take a pounding. So I think, you know, calling somebody a pussy is like, yeah, why, thank you. I'm very strong and resilient.
Who's Betty White?
You're joking, right?
I was kidding.
Yeah. So, yeah. So if I want to insult somebody and tell them they're weak, I just say, don't be a testicle. Because those things, they're kind of delicate.
They are.
All right. Whatever. You too. God.
They are delicate.
I'm bringing the goods.
Do you know that you could take the inside of a testicle and push it inside your body?
Yeah.
And have
you can. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
You totally can. Why are you saying yes, Nelsie? You've done this?
I knew that.
You and Doug?
No, but I know that you can.
Why do you know that?
Why would you do that?
Who doesn't know that? Because they drop. You don't always have them, and eventually they drop. So that spot that they drop for is just hanging out, so you can push it back up. Just saying.
But why would you push them back up? Is what I'm asking. Just for funsies?
I did it for fun to somebody
I was
once
just going to
years
say,
ago.
spare time. I knew that Heidi was just like, ooh, what are we going to do with these? I wonder what these do. Oh, look at that.
It wasn't at all even. It was nothing sexual involved. It was just, let's do this so we can see what the empty sack looked like. Take some pictures.
Exploring the body.
Take some
Science.
pictures.
I had the picture framed on the wall for
You
did not.
and painted it later.
I think you have to tell that
Crochet.
story to your client that thinks you don't understand because you're
You know
too
what
old.
I've done? I mean, I want to also, can I have another client? I think I've told you this, Nelsie, but I had another client who is also, well, now she's now she's over 30, but still, she said something, she was talking about when she was in college and how she would drink to blackout when she was in college. And I just looked at her and she said, I know you don't understand, but that's what people do. That's a thing.
What? Why?
And I was like, I don't think that's a thing. I'm like, I went to college. I did lots of things. I didn't drink to black out that's just like everybody does it. You don't get it because you're old. Boom, there I go.
Wait,
again.
I'm confused.
Exactly. It was totally insane.
What I'm confused about is she's drinking to black out, but is she saying that like she does it with a bunch of people?
Like everybody does that. That's what everybody does. Yeah, everybody drinks to black out. That's a thing. I don't think that's a thing. And if that's a thing in your college, huh?
I've grown up in that for sure.
Yeah, no, it's a thing. It's definitely a thing.
No, let us be clear. I guess I have to be super clear with the two of you. I understand that it exists. The fact that she thought that I couldn't possibly understand drinking alcohol. Sometimes you drink so much that you black out, Heidi. It was like that. And I was like, listen, I've done my share of things.
What did she not think that you would understand? If you drink enough, you would black out?
No, just drinking excessively.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. That's weird.
Yeah. I was like looking around going, is she talking to me?
Yeah.
How old is she? Was she like?
She's probably in her late 20s, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, if you're drinking to blackout in your 20s, I mean, it's one thing.
No, she wasn't doing it presently. She was doing it in college and was saying, and I said, you drank to black out? I must have responded that way because she said it as if like, this is what you do. And and she's like, yeah, everybody does that. That's what you do. I'm obviously you don't understand. And I thought, that's stupid. I mean, I'm not commenting on the excessive alcohol. I'm not commenting on doing drugs. I'm not commenting on anything on being super high. I'm commenting on the intention to drink to the point of blackout, and there's a separation between me and her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My not understanding.
Yeah.
Like you just don't get it. And it's like,
just don't get
sounds like you don't get it.
You should play like rap music when like young clients come into the room. Like, I don't know what's up.
First of all, what kind of insane
like
generalization is that?
Cardi B. You don't think my generation gives a fuck about Cardi B? We do.
Yeah, exactly.
All of you?
Yeah.
No, that's what you say
Majority
when your
of us.
client comes in and you're playing Cardi B. And then you
I thought he was saying that.
And then you put the really like long nails
The
on.
acrylic
and
nails,
maybe, yeah, those really long acrylic nails. And then you just start twerking, which I know is like 10 years old now.
Let's
You
just
start
twerking.
twerking. No, that's still around.
People are still twerking. See, yeah.
I think Cardi B
That's
is
gonna
still
be a
doing
while.
it.
Yeah,
I
she
would
is.
like to get back to, if we can, Mr. Toxic Masculinity. I think it's okay to call him that.
Yeah.
Who? I forgot.
Mr. Like these fucking kids kind of a
Me.
thing.
I don't want to get back to him.
Okay, so let's move on.
Sorry. Do you have something else you have to say about him?
All I wanted to say was, first of all, both my kids are millennials. That's number one. And number two, when I teach, I have a lot of millennials in my class. And I feel like there was a time there where like everybody wanted to like diss the millennials and how fucked up the millennials were. And I fucking love millennials. I don't like, I understand the young people. I mean, I kind of don't understand the young people thinking we're lame, because Raina sent me this SNL skit that was all about like a song about how stupid all these baby boomers, and how ridiculous and clueless they are. And she sent it to me, and I wrote back, I don't know, I think it's kind of mean, like it kind of hurt my feelings, because it's like, what? I'm incredibly cool. What are you talking about? I fucking protested the Vietnam War.
What did she say? What'd she say?
No, I wrote back, my feelings were kind of hurt, and she sent back a sad face and like, oh, sorry. But
Thank you for explaining the sad face.
I get that the young people
even I understood what that meant.
I get that the young people think we're clueless, but I don't have disdain for the younger generation.
But isn't that like every generation? Like,
no, my mother's generation.
Conversation.
No, but my mother's generation thought we were all horrible people. I think.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, they thought that we were clueless.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right? That's like...
Yes.
Yes, exactly. It's been going on forever. Yes. All right. So we can move on.
Please.
Tino cut all that out. So...
Where should he start?
Huh?
What? Yeah. We're going to start the episode now, Tino.
All right. It's a good warm-up.
It's a good one.
Covered everything we need to cover.
Yeah. All right. So, where are we time-wise, Ronnie? I'm asking because I have
half an hour, 30 minutes.
Okay. Because
oh my God.
The thing that I want to bring up is but I think we handled some, talked about some interesting stuff at the beginning with you and your client, and then that did segue into the TikTok. Okay. So you have a good question from last night, right? From your tweeting last night. We lost Ronnie. Ronnie's just left. There he is.
Typical. He's so
what
busy.
What you got, baby?
Cracking myself up. Wow. All right. How do I let my wife know that talking to women, especially coworkers, is not something sexual?
Wow.
Ronnie, what do you think?
So,
Boo.
is she saying like sexual things, right? If she's not,
No, how do I let my wife know that talking to women, especially coworkers, is not something sexual?
it's a jealousy thing.
Yeah.
If
sounds
it's
good.
well, I've actually experienced this in past relationships where like having even like friends that are women, and her being really jealous of that. That is hard, honestly. It's a conversation of security, being a little bit more transparent about, security. And yeah, it was tough during that. We're no longer together.
Yeah.
Does that tell you anything?
Yeah.
So
that does.
that was a tough reoccurring theme in the relationship because I have a lot of friends that are girls. So yeah, so that's tough. I feel like communication is key though, honestly. Plus trust, right?
It's a trust thing. Ronnie's a pretty wise 25-year-old, I think.
Let's have a panel of millennials on here, and we can ask them questions. How they would respond in this situation, in these...
Right.
Oh,
Pretend
I have
they're therapists.
friends who are also my age too.
Yeah, so they could be on the
mean
panel. Is
besides
that
us?
what you're saying?
Look, I didn't understand that. I didn't understand the declaration.
Oh, God.
I have friends who are my age too. Where are we going with this?
I only have friends with young people because I don't like those old fuckers.
I only have friends with young people. Also, she is a writing coach. Contact her at Nelsie Spencer. Okay, so
Should we do that? Should we do that? Should we actually do that?
I think so. I think that's a
That'd be
great
fun.
What
idea.
would we ask the panel of millennials though? What would
I'm
be
going to
new?
ask them. We could ask them some of these therapy questions.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
What would you do in this situation? How would you handle this?
Right, if you were a therapist
so
and someone
smart.
came to you with
Tell
yeah,
it.
you're so fucking smart, you fucking millennial. What would you do? Yeah, put down your vape and answer the fucking question.
Get out in front of your screen. Maybe you can answer something.
Maybe step away from the kush or the whatever, the E.
Yeah, spot on. Spot on right
Oh
there.
my God, the face.
Take off your Everland jeans that cost $180.
I have no idea what that
Turn
is.
off
I have no idea what
turn
that
off-
is either.
I think I don't know. All I know is Raina wanted some for Christmas. She wanted these jeans for Christmas and they were $180. I was
That's
Oh my God.
Raina.
the last time I bought her jeans, it was at PacSun and they were $19.99. I was like, what the fuck happened? That's a big leap.
And then you say, go back to PacSun, girl. Girl?
Girl.
Girl?
She has a real job. Okay, she has a real job. Okay, so do I get to weigh in on the question
Tell
about
her you'll send her $19.99 to put towards her $190 jeans.
God damn. Yeah.
So what do you
Yes,
think,
Nelsie,
Nelsie?
do you have something to say?
Yeah, I mean, I think that Ronnie said it. No, I have nothing to add. What I think about it.
Wait. You wanted to say something.
Do I get to weigh in on this? Does anybody care what I have to say? You know what I have
agree.
to say? He's right.
I got nothing. Nothing new. But I just want to be heard. I was the baby of the family.
My turn.
I'm
What
still
has
here.
happened?
So yeah, so let's let the professional weigh in. Heidi, what would you say?
What he said.
Yeah, right?
I would say, assuming that they had a conversation about it, I basically would suggest that I suggested couples counseling as an option. in order for them to address the fact that she has a hard time trusting. And it's not about, and I said, if you I basically commented on like, if you haven't done something or there hasn't been something that's happened in your relationship to create the distrust, then this is historical for her. And therefore, in order to be able to move forward, in a way that doesn't drive you nuts. I didn't say all this. This is me saying it, but maybe the couples counseling would be helpful to figure it out, to address her lack of trust, or her own counseling, even if it's not couples.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good, because I love what you said about like maybe it's historical. Like either it's historical, it could be something historical that happened in the relationship, and then sort of she has a reason for it. But if something hasn't happened in the relationship, then it's her own historical issues that predate the relationship that might have to do with growing up, right? And,
I mean, listen, this is somebody tweeting me a one question, and it's a one little question within, I don't have any context of anything. Maybe he's super flirty when he talks to his coworkers. Yeah. Well, maybe her instinct is shooting through the roof and she's like, something doesn't seem right about this. I mean, maybe he totally cheats. Who knows? I have no idea.
I actually have, now I realize I do have something to add. When my husband and I were first married, he, fuck you. That was just me responding to something Heidi did. She's so mean. But
that's not true. It's not true. Nelsie, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what's going on with you.
So my husband was really jealous early in our relationship, and I never got it. And it was really, it was a source of problems. And I was always leaving to do a play, so we were separated a lot. And it wasn't until literally decades later that I was able to look back and go, you know what? I was really flirty, and I had a lack of boundaries, and that even though I never did anything with anybody, and I never would have, there was a vibe that I was giving off that he keyed into. And I didn't even know I was giving off that vibe, but there was a part of me that kind of always wanted attention, and maybe a part of me that was even sort of looking for a better offer. And none of this was conscious, but it was really interesting to look back on it. Go, Heidi. Heidi's raising her hand. Yes, I'm recognizing.
While all of that may be true, I think there needs to be room for allowing your partner to express him or herself the way that they are feeling. And if they are sexual beings, or they are flirty, or they're really outgoing, and that can be called flirty, or, I mean, you could label it anything you want, but also it's who you are, and you're expressing yourself, even if it's your need to get the attention, even if it's just because that feels good, because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Ultimately, Doug's jealousy, and how it plays out is his.
Right.
Not that it doesn't become your problem, but it's his issue that he needs to address, and he can address it with you, but also it's about trusting you.
Yeah.
And trusting that, okay, my wife is totally a flirt. My wife likes to be whatever like that with people. But I know that's all it is. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's who she is. I don't need her to dampen that or snuff it out just because I feel uncomfortable.
Right. So it's sort of like my dynamic and my personality coupled with his insecurity created and a lot. Again, I appreciate you saying it's not like I was doing anything wrong. That's who I am. Or that's who, well, I'm kind of still am that, I guess. Yeah. I
mean, there are just people that are outgoing and friendly and flirty, and that's just part of their dynamic, and they just engage in that. Somebody used to say like the cha-cha-cha, just have that thing. And to have your partner at your back constantly staring at you saying, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it.
Yeah,
you're not allowed to do that. And I'm uncomfortable is theirs.
Yeah.
It's not yours
Yeah. And not that was the dynamic, by the way. It wasn't like he was always
Doug's
like
perfect. No, we know Doug's perfect. But just saying.
Yeah. He's it's true. I am perfect. We're both perfect, but I'm a little bit more perfect. Just, yeah. And okay, so I think that communication. I think that
just the last piece about that is just in any situation, recognizing that you have a part to play in everything. Each person has a part to play, and it's about having the conversation and communicating in order to But trust, the fact that there's a lack of trust is going to impact someone's ability to communicate about something freely and create the movement they want.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm finished.
I think we've done it. I think we've done it, guys. So thank you for listening. Please rate, review, and subscribe. And I heard somebody today say subscribe is the most important. Subscribe first, rate second, and review is third, because subscribing helps us and puts us, I don't know, in some fucking list, and iTunes is all powerful. You can...
I thought iTunes was out.
I don't know, you guys. That's the first I've heard of it. You guys can follow us on Instagram. Let's stick with Heidi. Heidi, you can follow her on Twitter at Heidi L. Haddad or Head and Heart Therapy. And she does a live thing every Thursday, which is very cool, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Am I correct about that?
You are.
And you can contact us at losingitcontact@gmail.com. You can always comment right down there if you're watching us on YouTube. Please subscribe
Nelsie's
on YouTube.
Vagina.
Yes, you can leave a message in my vagina. I know it's kind of amazing. Yeah.
How about right down there?
So multi-talented. Sit down.
I don't know.
God.
It's all I think about every time you do it. Is that
I
wrong?
know.
I guess I should talk to someone about that.
Exactly, because you're so goddamn mature. And
you're so goddamn mature.
God, grow up. Oh my God.
So we should do that next week. The panel of millennials.
We're going to do the panel. We're going to do the panel next week. So tune in, and we're going to have some millennials like fucking blow our minds. And I think that's it. Be kind to yourself and others. And bye. Ronnie, say goodbye.
Losing it,
Goodbye.
losing it, losing it, losing it, losing it, losing it. You came and you listened to the story. I hope so much that it didn't make you sorry, and I hope so much that you'll come back again.
Losing It, hosted by Nelsie Spencer. Produced by me, Ronnie Whaley. Theme song by Hunter Williams. Follow us online on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and all podcasting platforms at Losing It Podcast. Viewers can email Nelsie with questions or comments about life, writing, comedy, or even your own Losing It story for a chance to be on the Losing It Podcast at losingitcontact@gmail.com. For everything Nelsie and everything Losing It, visit us at nelsiespencer.com.